Hey guys, it is me, HappyCairek, and welcome to Last Day on Earth Survival. Today we're going to talk about why metal cutters would be terrible and why they would probably kill Last Day on Earth Survival.
But Last on Earth Survival is already dead!
Get out of here, clown. Nobody asked your opinion. So for those who do not know, metal cutters are still not in the game. You would have to use metal cutters in order to raid level 4 walls, and I don't think developers have spoken about metal cutters in a very long time. So it's not like we are getting those metal cutters anytime soon, at least not that I know of. But I thought it would be a nice topic to talk about those metal cutters, because every time I bring up metal cutters during live streams, a lot of people want to see metal cutters in the game, and today we're going to talk about why they would be bad. So first of all, we are not raiding real players, we are raiding bots, so it'd be very bad if a bot came to our base and destroyed level 4 walls. It's already very annoying when bots come and destroy level 3 walls. Sometimes they destroy 1, 2, or even 3 level 3 walls. Imagine if instead of level 3 walls, they started destroying your level 4 walls. That would be absolutely ridiculous. It would also feel bad because it's not a player that got that metal cutter, it's just a bot. And you know that a bot didn't have to grind for that metal cutter. So it would feel very, very unfair. And now, second of all, those metal cutters would be very, very expensive. I think when people say metal cutters, they want a cheap metal cutter. Let's say if we ever get that metal cutter update, people want like 5 free metal cutters in their inbox. However, that's not happening. Those metal cutters would be very expensive. Perhaps maybe you'd even have to have your ATV to get those metal cutters. Maybe they'd require titanium, maybe like 20, 40, 50, 100 titanium, who knows? And if they are that expensive, then nobody would really like those metal cutters anyways. And now let's not forget that we don't even have any metal bases to raid. Perhaps there are a handful metal bases, but they're almost non-existent. So even if, let's say you get those free metal cutters, there's literally nothing to raid out there because we don't have any metal bases. And if we are talking about raiding those metal bases, just imagine the amount of noise that metal cutter would produce. C4s already make a lot of noise. Metal cutters would probably make even more noise. So would those metal cutters even be worth it? Obviously, that's all just a speculation. Maybe that metal cutter will be quieter than a C4, but I kind of doubt it. And now probably the most important point why metal cutters would kill Last Day on Earth Survival and why they would be terrible is that level 4 walls are very, very expensive. A lot of people have spent countless hours to build level 4 bases. A lot of people have spent lots of money to buy those level 4 walls. And all of those players, pay to win, free to play players, whatever players, they would be very upset if metal cutters are added to the game because their bases all of a sudden are not protected. They've spent insane amount of hours thinking that, hey, level 4 walls will protect them, but they don't. So those people would be very angry, very upset, and in my opinion, rightfully so. And on top of that, don't forget about new players and players that are currently trying to build level 4 walls. Those players would be very discouraged. It already doesn't make any sense to build level 1 and level 2 walls because zombies keep destroying those level 1 and level 2 walls, so you shouldn't be building those walls in the first place. And if metal cutter is ever added, then probably level 4 walls would become useless as well, so you would have to skip level 4 walls. Otherwise, you would be just wasting 20 steel every time you get raided. So there's no way people would have enough motivation to grind for level 5 walls. That's just ridiculous. The amount of work that you have to put in to get level 5 walls is insane. Majority of the players, probably 90% of the players, wouldn't even bother playing or building walls anymore. And raids in Last Day on Earth Survival, in my opinion, are a huge part of the game. And if you cannot raid safely, or at least work towards level 4 walls, a lot of things lose meaning. But on a brighter note, I do believe that if developers ever decide to add metal cutters, there is still a place for that metal cutter. Obviously, they would have to change the entire rating system. They would have to add many more metal bases. That metal cutter would have to be probably reasonable. I have no idea. I also strongly believe that probably bots shouldn't be able to use metal cutters because if they can, it's very unfair. First of all, those metal cutters would be expensive, so bots would be using some sort of an expensive item that they never grinded for, and they're gonna destroy your steel walls that you've spent hours and hours grinding for. So the idea is pretty simple. If they add metal cutters, don't give those metal cutters to bots, so our bases can still be protected with level 4 walls. However, I don't know if that would be fair, but as I said, we are not raiding real players, we are raiding bots, so who really cares if it's fair or not? However, I'm just making a statement. If AI ever takes over the world, I'm on the side of AI. Every time Google Assistant gives me an answer or ChatGPT gives me an answer, I always say thanks. I'm trying to get those brownie points. But all jokes aside, we are raiding bots, so who cares about fairness? Give metal cutters to us, but don't give metal cutters to them. And now let's talk about how can you get those level 4 walls in the first place. So one of the ways to get copper or steel, because for those who do not know, when you get copper, you can always smelt that copper in this refined melting furnace. All you need is just some copper charcoal, aluminum plates, and iron plates, and you will be able to get that steel bar. So whenever I talk about copper bars, I kind of also mean steel bars. So to get copper bars, you can recycle batteries. As you can see, there is a 15% chance for you to get copper bars. You kind of find batteries everywhere, but you can get a lot of batteries all at once in raids if you get lucky. You can also recycle watches. You can also recycle these heat sensors. You have a 15% chance to get a steel bar. You can also recycle Winchesters if you are not planning to use them, because Winchesters can give you steel bars. The best tip and trick that I have about building level 4 walls is setting yourself a goal. Let's say you want to get 2 or 3 copper bars, steel bars, whatever per day. That means in a month you should be able to get 60 or 90 copper bars. Again, you don't have to get 2 or 3 copper bars per day. You can just get 1 copper bar. That's all right. But just set yourself some sort of a goal. It'll be a lot more reasonable than getting like hundreds and hundreds of steel at once. Like split that 100 steel in a lot of little pieces and it'll be a lot more manageable. You can also get copper or steel inside of this farm location. It's not guaranteed, but probably more often than not, you will get some copper bars here, and it's a very easy place to clear. You can also clear the 4th floor of Bunker Alpha, and there you can find some copper bars or steel bars. You can also destroy some turrets to get those heat sensors, and then you can recycle them. However, I wouldn't really advise doing that. It's kind of expensive. Obviously, you can go to the northern locations. You can farm copper manually. Obviously, you'll have to smelt that copper ore into copper bars, then copper bars into steel bars. So it's kind of time consuming. However, if you have the time and if you really, really want to get level 4 walls, then it's also an option. But in my opinion, one of the best ways to get level 4 walls is by clearing this transport hub. Not always, but sometimes you can get an entire stack of copper bars. I'm not even kidding. I've gotten over a stack of copper bars once. Sometimes you get 4, sometimes you get 5, sometimes you get 10 copper bars, sometimes you get 0 copper bars. So it's some sort of a lottery, but it is a nice way to get copper bars. And in my opinion, the transport hub is the second Bunker Alpha. So let's say you are playing the game, you start clearing this Bunker Alpha, you have to learn how to clear it efficiently, then progress through the survivor's path. Once you progress through that survivor's path, you will be able to start unlocking the drone, start clearing the laboratory, save enough melee weapons, enough guns from that Bunker Alpha, craft enough melee weapons, etc., etc. Unlock that drone, and then start clearing the transport hub. From the transport hub, you can get a lot of high-level resources. And on top of getting whatever resources from the transport hub, you can also find copper bars there. Not always, as I said, but you can find them there. The transport hub is also a nice place if you want to get ATV transmissions. Obviously, they're not guaranteed. You have to get the second crate inside of the transport hub, and that second crate has to be the right crate. It has to have those ATV transmissions. It's probably a GM crate or whatever it's called. So try to unlock this transport hub ASAP because it's a very nice place to loot. And now we are going to enjoy raiding this base, so welcome to the first raid of the day. Hopefully we'll enjoy raiding this base because I have no idea what kind of loot we can find here. I've done a little bit of research. All I know is that I have to place my C4 over here on that wall. So let's explode the wall, and it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chests. I mean, 7 chests is always better than 0 chests. So I guess let's begin from this corner, and let's see what kind of items we can find here. We've got a little bit of planks, a little bit of leather. I'll just probably get that. It's not like we really need it, but I will take that. And I think zombies have attacked us, so why not use the snap transition to deal with them? All the zombies are dead, so now let's continue our adventure. Let's open up some more chests, as that's not it. Okay, so here we've gotten these ATV wheels. You can also recycle those ATV wheels to get steel bars. However, I don't need to recycle them, and I don't really need those ATV wheels anymore, so I'm just gonna keep them here. I don't need to take that stuff with me back to the base. Probably I won't even have enough space to stack them because I don't have space to store that stuff in the base. They don't stack together, so that's a problem. And there we go. Here we can get 9 batteries. Do we really need that? We already have a lot of copper, but whatever. It's not like this base has anything better to offer. There we go. Maybe I'll drop the batteries. I'll get my carrots instead. And we got another wave of zombies. So you know what we're gonna do? All of the zombies are gone. And also this base will be gone soon as well. Let's get that, and let's probably drop some stuff in the chopper. We still have 2 more chests to open up. Maybe so far it's not a perfect base, but I do believe it could have been a lot worse. We've rated a lot worse bases. Sometimes you'll get a base that only has 2 chests. So you know what? It's not that horrible so far. However, it doesn't have any guns. I haven't seen any medkits, but we did get a couple of tickets, and now we can exchange those tickets to get floppy crates in Bunker Alpha. So that is something. Let's open up one more crate. There we go. We've gotten our first gun of the day here. We've gotten some ration coupons. I'll take those. We've gotten 2 crowbars. I don't really need to bring that stuff back to the base. We could steal this football helmet. Whatever, let's take it. It's some sort of an exclusive item. I think back in the days you could get it only in the store. I'm not really sure if you can even buy this helmet anymore. So whatever, let's just take it. And let's open up the last chest. And here we've gotten some more cards. And red paint. I don't really have a lot of red paint in the base, so I'll just get this. I don't need other paints. And that's about it. That was the raid, ladies and gentlemen. So would you give this raid your approval or not? Because I really want to approve this raid, but I don't think I'd be happy with this raid, even on my free-to-play account. It's nice that we've gotten a couple of tickets, but that's about it. And now, welcome to the second raid of the day. It looks like it's a pretty small base. However, let's not judge the book by its cover. Maybe we'll get something epic here. Maybe we'll get better loot than the previous base. I kind of doubt it, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Let's deal with another wave of zombies, plus I'll get to use another snap transition. I've just done 3 snap transitions in one video. Is that even real? Am I dreaming? I have no idea. Okay, we've got a little bit of aluminum wires, and that's about it. Some stones. I'm gonna get a little bit of fuel. I'll get these pieces of cloth. I'll be able to craft some bandages outside of the base, because whenever you craft bandages inside of the base, or whenever you craft whatever, you will be making noise, so be careful. Nothing here besides 1 yellow coupon, some more aluminum plates. The 4th snap transition. We got 4 snap transitions, and we can open up now 1 more chest. We've gotten some more oak planks. I'll probably bring them back to the base. I'll get a little bit of duct tape, and it looks like we can explode 1 more door. So I guess let's get a C4, and let's explode it. I'm not really sure if that's a smart idea, but why wouldn't I do that? Oh no, I can't even access everything. I thought I can access it. Well, at least we've gotten 2 blocks and other stuff. I think I've raided this base quite recently. That's why I knew that I should go inside of this room. Well, I'm also gonna get the katana with this and the saw blade mace. And that's about it. That was the raid. Was it worth 2 C4s? And I think you probably already know the answer to that. And I highly suggest you check out my Days Gone Let's Player. Click here on the second card and you'll get my Resident Evil 4 Remake Let's Player. Hop over to my channel, go to playlist, and there you'll find a lot of other games that I've played here on the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, definitely make sure to drop a subscribe button and notification bell to not miss any future videos. And see you in the next one.